I'll see you in my dream. Dream a little dream of me. It's a medley.
Okay, hi, good morning, Charlie Pierce. How are you?
Hi, Steph. Are you looking forward to Chicago?
I certainly am. Mm-hmm. Oh my God, Jill Weinbank's coming up next hour. Yep. She will be joining us on stage. Representative Jan.
And she has the greatest Chicago accent of all time.
Oh God, I'll tell you what.
Oh boy.
So what? Speaking up your way, Massachusetts way. So this whole Martha's Vineyard story, of course, just gets worse and worse. So 50 migrants were flown from Texas to Martha's Vineyard under a new program
from Texas to Florida to Martha's Vineyard.
Right. They were given a brochure about housing, cash assistance, and jobs for refugees. There's one problem with what the brochure was promoting. The migrants aren't anywhere close to being classified as refugees, a very specific term under U.S. immigration law. The implicit promise of help, therefore, was misleading and potentially criminal. One prosecutor said this is additional evidence that shows in writing that those false representations were made in order to induce our clients to travel. Okay, so when we have one sheriff, right, that is investigating this,
Sheriff Salazar, I'm rooting for him. I'm telling you.
Right, but Charlie, I don't know. I don't know in what way it's not. It is not illegal, but Ron DeSantis doubled down yesterday.
There's a crime in there somewhere.
Right.
You know, I mean, you're going to have to dig for it a little bit, but somewhere in there, someone committed a crime.
Right.
Because there's no way this whole thing was legitimate.
And Ron DeSantis doubled down yesterday. He said these are just the beginning efforts, vowing to spend every penny he can on this program. This is what Republicans always do: double down.
It's coming out of the COVID relief too.
Right.
Mm-hmm. It's not like Florida doesn't have a COVID problem.
Right.
Yeah. He's just he's robbing Peter to pay for Paul's airplane or something.
Right.
But it was amazing to me to be up here and watch how well the people on the Vineyard defused the stunt.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But as soon as they made arrangements for these folks to go to Joint Base Cape Cod, which, by the way, is the Massachusetts emergency shelter. I mean, that's where people go when there's a bad storm or something, where they can get medical attention and food and legal representation. And there's even an ICE office there. And since these are all asylum seekers, they really need one of those. But how fast the right-wing puke funnel turned this into Chardonnay-sipping liberals forcing them off the Vineyard at gunpoint. And how many people believed it? Ted Cruz is still tweeting about it.
Yeah. Oh, that they panicked.
And basically, it was these guys. They were put up in a temporary shelter on Martha's Vineyard, placed on a bus, placed on a ferry. By the way, one of the buses stopped at a dentist's office, so somebody could get some treatment.
Right.
And then brought to a place much better equipped to deal with them, to help with their every need.
Yeah.
And the only thing that Ted Cruz would take down was his tweet saying Charlie Baker was a Democrat.
Yeah, exactly. No, exactly. I mean, Charlie, I don't know what your feeling is on it politically. It feels like it has backfired to me. I mean, I guess there is some base that is xenophobic and horrible and love this, but it seems like the majority of people, even people that call themselves Christians or whatever, that see how the people on Martha's Vineyard and other places handled this and said, well, that's what Jesus would do.
Right. I mean, and it's, it was all, it was kind of a tell that a Fox Digital video crew was invited to come along on the flight.
Right.
They were clearly waiting for, I don't even know, armies of Birkenstock wearing militias to round these people up and put them in a camp or something. And, Ron DeSantis, being essentially dumb as a bag of rocks, apparently didn't realize that all the Eastern elitists on Martha's Vineyard have gone home.
Mm-hmm. You're right.
It's September. It's basically the service economy that's there now, hoping to ride out the winter so they can make money next summer.
Yeah.
They're all good, hardworking gardeners and waitresses and bartenders.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so that happened. Let's talk about. I mean, we were just talking to Representative Yarmouth. I mean, it does seem like the Republicans just giving us little midterm gifts, whether it's Lindsey Graham's abortion ban or this stunt. I mean, I don't know how you're feeling it's going to all play politically.
They are so. I mean, this is what the whole weekend thing demonstrated to me. They are so insulated in their own bubble. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's like the dark side of Peter Pan's thing about anything is possible if you wish hard enough.
Right.
They just created an event for themselves, and now they all believe it. Now, to me, that's bad politics because most of the people don't share your delusions.
Yeah. Well, speaking of which, did you watch the Trump rally?
I did. I watched every minute of it.
Right. Creepiest one ever, but like smallest one ever too, right?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah. Well, I watched it on RSBN, so they're not going to show you from the back of the hall, which is the real giveaway.
Right.
Because they shove everybody up towards the front.
Right.
And it looks like a mob, but there's nobody sitting in the back.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, it was extraordinarily creepy to me. Yeah. And, I don't know what has to be done, but something has to be done to turn this off.
Yeah.
Because sooner or later, nobody's going to be in control of it. He's barely in control of it now.
Well, he's gone to, I guess, like full-on QAnon, obviously, right? Like that was a QAnon salute, and it was QAnon music he was using, and he's obviously,
I didn't know QAnon had its own music. I
didn't
just thought it was something he stole from a video game.
I didn't either. But, I mean, it's just, that's...
QAnon, the soundtrack.
But, just retweeting all that stuff, mix. Right? The storm, wearing the Q thing on his lapel, like, yeah. Well, you're right, and because he previously didn't really want to say, that he was associated with it, but now it's just.
Well, he said he didn't even know what it was.
Right.
He didn't. He never was saying, I don't know what the.
Yeah, he didn't know who David Duke was either. Didn't know.
I don't know.
Yeah, Proud Boys didn't know who they were. Yeah. I mean, he tries that every time, doesn't he?
Pretty much, and only a fool believes him now.
Yeah.
But you'd think, as Guy Clark said, I always say, you'd think there's less fools in the world. But what is bothering me now is that it's very clear that if his embattled coronary arteries gave out tomorrow, this wouldn't go away.
Yeah.
There are people lining up to be the next one.
Yeah. Well, that's what this DeSantis thing is, right? It's like, look, I'm just as cruel and racist,
You got people who worked in his White House running for Congress. You already mentioned Ryan Zinke is back.
Yeah.
With his multiple felonies and his looting of Puerto Rico.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a perilous time. I think watching how easily they bought into something that was completely contrary to empirical reality this weekend just emphasized it to me.
Yeah.
I mean, they were believing things that didn't happen, and they were tweeting about it and talking to each other about it and getting, Senator Troll to come out and back them up on it. It's crazy. And DeSantis still thinks he won.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, he still, this is look what I did. And he's
being with that smirk, right? Mm-hmm. Just that
being hammered. He's being hammered by historians who are pointing out that he borrowed a technique from the Klan.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
In the 1960s. I didn't even know about that.
Yeah.
Until DeSantis did that. I didn't know but the reverse freedom rides.
Reverse freedom rides, yeah.
I had absolutely no idea that happened.
I didn't either. I know.
Look at this. So, he's waking up the echoes.
Yeah. Yes, exactly.
I'm enormously disappointed, by the way, that my man John Yarmouth is not a Pappy Van Winkle guy.
No, he said that they drank that actually at the induction ceremony.
That's right, because the owner of Pappy Van Winkle was being inducted as well.
Oh, excellent!
Yes.
Boy, I wish I was there.
Yeah,
these off-air conversations you miss out on a lot.
Yeah,
Charlie. Before we go, I mentioned Jen Rubin's piece earlier. She's, we're all doing our best Eric Bollarding, but just the fact that the media still does not seem equipped for this moment in time. Whether it's this, Nazi rally, just everything that's happening, the espionage. I mean, there seems to be such a predilection to both sides do it, or, we can't show any kind of bias. They just seem unprepared for how to report on this really dangerous period in our history.
Yeah, well, it's odd because there's a lot of good work being done reporting on the phenomenon. Mm-hmm. There isn't a lot of good work being done commenting on the phenomenon,
right,
which I find very strange. I think, there are people out there reporting on Ben Collins. Good Lord, I don't know how that guy gets up in the morning.
Yeah. Why are we using the word semi?
You wallowed in the stuff all day.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why are we using the word semi before fascist? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
With what we're watching.
Well, we're using semi because the president gave us permission to.
Right.
The president used it, so now we can use it. This is Mother May I. It's stupid, but that's the way a lot of editors think. I'm afraid that a lot of people in very powerful positions in the media think this is all going to blow over. Trump will fade from the scene or die or something bad will happen to him, and then it'll all go away, and we'll all go back to being Rockefeller Republicans again. That's not going to happen.
Yeah.
That's not where the power is. That's not where the money is.
Trump has unleashed the crazy, right?
Yeah.
We've talked about this, but you're right. That never goes back in the bottle, does it?
Well, not for a long time. It has infiltrated so much of American conservatism now, and American conservatism really is all the Republican Party has left. That and the zillionaires who don't care, basically. That I think the entire movement has to collapse before we get back to sanity.
Yeah,
I don't.
I can't tell you.
And the only way to do that is crush them in elections over and over again.
Yeah. I can't tell you anecdotally how many people I've had conversations with that are the same. I can't talk to my fill in the blank father, cousin, friend, whatever anymore because of some version of fill in the blank. Trump, anti-vaxxer, QAnon, something, and it all seems to be getting connected.
It is connected. It's all the connections are, some of the connections are more subtle than others, but it is all a movement toward retrograde policies to counteract the fact that the demographics of the country are changing.
Yeah.
Getting younger and browner. I mean, that's what's scaring the hell out of people. Why, I don't know, but
yeah. Anyway,
this has been fun.
Yeah, this is fun. Okay, well, and scene for America.
Let's do a shot of bourbon.
Let's do some Pappy.
Yeah.
My friend Wright Thompson down in Mississippi got a bottle of Pappy for me once. That was nice.
Awesome.
Nice. This makes everything
he wrote
better.
a book about himself.
No, I just was thinking because I was like, now that I have a girlfriend, I'm in a relationship. Like now, because if you spend
another opening of another show.
Right. If you've ever spent any time in the closet, now I was saying it's not being in the closet, but now she can't tell people who I am because it's people in her business that are whatever. Some of them are Trumpers, right wing, crazy, conspiracy, somebody, whatever. So now I'm back in the closet just because I'm,
You're in the political closet.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
You're not in the sexual closet.
This country's
not as much fun.
Yeah.
All right, say goodbye to your lover.
So I got. First of all, you've got to introduce her to the mooks sooner or later. She met them in Washington.
Met the mooks.
Right?
She's met all. She's met all the mooks.
Met me.
To Charlie.
Oh well, we haven't been to Boston.
Because you don't come here anymore.
Are you asking us to please come to Boston for the springtime, maybe?
In the springtime,
For the springtime.
All right.
Okay.
I will.
Yeah.
And don't go to the Rockies when the snow falls.
All right. Goodbye, Charlie. Say goodbye, Jody.
Goodbye, Jody.
This moment of Zen has been brought to you by the Dave Loggins Appreciation.
And Pappy's whatever.
Yes.
Yeah.
Adios.
Ow.